Breathe, Nazreen, breathe. It happens, yeah? Nothing comes easy. Hey beauties, it's Nazreen, and this is my first ever YouTube video. You guys just don't know how much I've recorded. I keep on recording, then something happens, I have to start over, then I record again, and something happens, I have to start over, and I just feel like giving up. But then, I've given up so long, I just have to stop giving up. Because one thing my dad always told me, yeah, gotta be a bit motivational for this part, is actually be able to do anything. And he's just like, none of my daughters give up. None of my children should ever give up, because I never give up. So, on to my first ever YouTube video. Better start. It's now or never. Anyways, guys, it being my first ever YouTube video, I would first like to thank my 11 subscribers. Thank you so much for, just subscribing. Thank you, mom. Thank you, dad. They're my two greatest supporters. Thank you, Lord, because the Lord is always there for me. He's always been guiding me, and then he just gave me the best parents ever in the world. It being my first ever video, I want to talk about my trip to Malaysia. I entered modeling online because there was an advertisement to the kids and teens pageant Globall Kenya, and they were just looking for faces. They were looking for people. My parents asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was like, yes, of course I still want to do modeling, because it has been with me since I was a child. Since I last remembered, I have always wanted to be a model. Anyways, my first time going to Malaysia, first of all, they are so kind. Malaysian people are one of the kindest people I think I have ever met my whole life. You just come in, everyone is kind, everyone is jovial, and they just make you feel welcomed. Like, you just feel good to be in their country. But their culture is an amazing culture. Their food is good. It's just that I was not used to. And throughout this whole modeling thing that I've been trying to venture in, is that when you're a model, you should be talented in a couple of things. Like, modeling isn't just about walking, smiling, and looking pretty. You must have a bit brains. Because you're asked a question, you're kept under pressure for like 30 seconds, and you are supposed to answer the question. You're supposed to give the judges what they want, what they're looking for. And it's kind of difficult if you actually don't put the work into it. Because I used to practice. I had a book where I wrote down all the questions, and I thank my director and my parents for helping me with that. So I wrote down all the questions, and then they would just blast me with a random question. They blast me with a random question, and it gave me a timer of 30 seconds. So I just had to learn how to respond fast and how to think quick. And your answer should be reasonable. Also, they low-key make you think about the future, because they ask you to think of how you can solve certain issues. Let's say with this social media thing, there is a lot of social media pressure. And I remember being asked a question when we were in the deep interview, and they were like, what do you think about negative body image through social media? And that question really hit me, because I didn't really know what to say. But you just have to find something to say, because this social media thing, it comes with lots of positivities, it comes with lots of great things, but also comes with lots of negativity, lots of negative body image. And I'm speaking because I feel like at some point I was slowly drowning into it. It's just on my page started cleansing. I had a cleanse page where I'm just positive stuff, because whatever you watch is whatever enters your brain. So if you watch negative, depressing stuff, you will enter the depressed era. If you watch good, positive stuff, you will enter the happy era. And that's just one of the things I learned from there. Also, Malaysia is so pretty, it's so clean. Like, I did not see trash on the roadsides. Or is it just because of where we went to? Because where we went to, we were at the town. We did not see trash at the roadsides. We did not see anything, dirty and stuff like that. But then it was splendid. And it just encouraged me to want to keep traveling. And it was just, I felt good. And other than people being kind, I was caught with a shock. First of all, maybe because I'm not close to home and I just love my home so much. Second of all, because it was a competition, right? People had come with hairstylists, makeup artists, clothes, like 5 clothes for a day. I had just come with my mom. My mom was my makeup artist, my mom was my stylist, my mom was my fan, my mom was my everything. I was relying on her for everything. And when we got there, the function had started. It was just crazy because, guys, I just didn't know I could experience so much cultural shock. I was just there with my mom. It was not funny, fun. People were taking the game seriously. People were taking the game to the next level. We got there late. Luckily, I got for myself some African queens. Cambodia, everyone was at Vietnam. Vietnam was such a cutie. Anyways, this is how it all started. This is how, my first dress, I didn't know we were supposed to go with something. Wow, something shiny, something when you step into the stage. It was my first competition, guys. So I just went there with a simple white dress. And if you noticed, I was not confident. My heart was leaving my body. It was when I was walking on the stage because I didn't know what to think. I was like, all these people look so gorgeous. All these people are so confident. I don't even know. I kept asking myself, what are you doing here? Like, Nazreen, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And I am just like, I think I should just go back home because I can't do this anymore. Mind you, this is the first 1 hour of our arrival. And my mom is like, are you okay? Just be confident, you should have fun, you just enjoy everything, do what you love doing. It's just like, I hope you're answering, Mom, I'm perfectly fine, I'm good, I'm pronto. That was a lie. My heart was not pronto. So the first night ends, we just go home and my mom is like, oh my gosh, oh, we could have come with more shiny clothes, there's so many clothes you left at home and they were so pretty, so shiny. But then again, we're just like, no, there's nothing much you can do, We just, ramble about it, then it has to come to an end. So that day, I just, I go to bed. We slept so late. We used to sleep so late every day. The next day, we went through the area. They have many nice tourist positions, tourist places, and I just loved being there. Like when the next competition, we were dressing in our cultural outfits. Where you dress, it was cultural, beach, talent. Yeah, cultural, beach, and talent. Cultural, I just did something very simple. Just a Maasai dress, which is nobody fitting, and then I had the Maasai decor because Kenya's the most known community around the world is the Maasai. So we decided to go with something that is known, so that when they see me, they just know, oh no, this girl's from Kenya. She just looks like a Kenyan. And that was the cultural. I was able to pass in cultural. Then the second was Bichwa. Bichwa, I just wore something very simple. And then the third was talent. I flopped in my talent. I flopped so bad. So we were going to, I was going to sing. I remember the night before I practiced with my mom. Like my mom became my trainer. And then we sang. And I was eating in the practice. But the moment I got into stage, I don't know what happened. I lost my voice. I lost my confidence. And then, I'm just like, I'm sitting down, everything is okay. And then I just start. And I couldn't even hear what I was saying. I tried listening to myself. I looked around, my heart leaped. My voice was cranky. And don't get me wrong, I love singing. I just don't know what happened. And I remember I sang so bad. I hated that. I felt so bad. Because we got off stage and my mom just looks at me. She's like, Nazreen, what happened? Why didn't you sing the way we practiced? And I'm looking at her and I'm like, I tried. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to tell her. But then, she's like, okay, it's fine. We have tomorrow. Tomorrow you can regain yourself. Tomorrow you can redeem yourself. And then, those people, I don't know if they were lying. I don't know if they were telling the truth. But then they're like, Nazreen, you did so well. I had you singing. The singing wasn't bad. Your singing was so nice. It made me feel worse. Because we got into my room, mom's just down packing, and then I start crying. And she's like, what's wrong? And then she starts questioning me, then I cry more. And then, she can't do anything because if she kept sitting there, I feel like she could have also cried. Because she's also like, so me, I'm crying. I'm crying because why the heck am I here? Like, I came all this way just for me to flop. I did all that practice just for me to flop. I traveled for 9 hours just for me to flop. I've been practicing for months. Just for me to flop? What am I doing? We used so much money to buy this costume, so much money for this flight. And I'm just here and I'm flopping. That was what was going in my brain. And I was crying and I was like, this is mad. And it was a live show, so the video is still there. And you guys can see. But I was not happy with my performance. My director called me because she wasn't able to travel with us, and she's like, everything is going to be okay, things happen, when something bad happens, you just need to wipe the tears, get out, and you go. You're an amazing person. Nazreen, you've come this far. Nazreen, you can do this. Nazreen, you know you. Nazreen, you've trained, you've practiced. And after being talked to, I actually stopped crying, and I'm like, this guy's alright. Yeah, I was able to practice. And just one thing I've done wrong won't prove anything. I just gotta pull up myself, pull up my pants, and I will go on that stage, and I will do it. Did I do it? Yes, I did it. Anyways, my dad called too. After that talk, I felt better. I felt lighter. Although I still felt sad. I felt like I was so disappointed in myself. But then again, things happen. So I just ate with my mom. We slept the next morning. Wake up, my eyes were red. I didn't know I could cry that much. My eyes were red. They were puffy. She just did for me my makeup and she's like, relax. Today is deep interview. You're good at this. You're good at deep interview. You're good at talking, You just go stand there, breathe. Look at the judges. You don't even look at their eyes, look at their forehead. That's what I usually look at their forehead. And then you answer what they're asking you to answer, communicate with them, make it friendly. So I just wear my pink suit, which I like so much. And I go there. My eyes is red. My voice, I don't even know if my voice is voicing. I feel pissed. I'm just like, what the heck am I? But I'm like, okay, I can go back. I can do anything. I left my sash, so I had to call my mom. My mom isn't picking up a call, but luckily I got it. And my mom just comes and she's like, oh, you got this, you got this. I tried taking pictures with people to forget whatever was happening. And after a long time of staying, after eating lunch, which was chicken and rice, after eating lunch, it was my turn. I'm standing there at the door. I'm shivering like this. I'm fixing my coat. I'm like, you can do this. We practice this, Just go talk to them. Make it a casual conversation. You're good at talking, right? I go there. I'm breathing. I'm like, I walk in. That was the whole setup. But then, you must be confident. So, although my legs are shivering, and I hope it wasn't so obvious, my face was showing calmness. My face was so calm. My face was just so, I've done this a couple of times, like hundreds of times. Anyways, I answered all the questions. And then at the end, they're like, well, we would like you to choose any one of us to ask a question. And I'm like, I've been waiting for this all my life. So I look at the owner of the whole thing and I'm like, his name is Leo, Mr. Leo. I'm like, Mr. Leo, what inspired you to start this pageantry company? Like, what inspired you to venture into pageantry? And he answered, and he genuinely looked happy. It was like we were having a convo with a friend, and I felt so good. At some point I forgot I was scared. And then the queens, like other crowned queens for the last time's competition, are like, what about us? Ask us a question. Ask each and every one of us a question. And I'm like, because with such a response, I've done well. And that interview just does a lot. So when I was done with the deep interview, like I walked out like this and I took a breath and I'm like, thank the Lord. I'm done with this. My legs are shivering. I go sit down and I'm like, thank you, Lord. After that, I felt so much better. My heart felt at ease. The rest of the evening, we had nothing to do, just chilling, relaxing, girlies. I met this amazing girl. Her name's Michaela Amato. She's from Uganda. She was the queen of last year and she was just kind. I loved her. She was so kind. And although she was younger than me, she was like my leader because she helped me maneuver through the place. She taught me some twists, turns, and yeah, she was a really great person. And after doing the deep interview, I was confident. I gained back all the confidence I had lost when I lost it in my talenter. And I was like, you know what? We have one more day left. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna rock this. So the next day, it was just chilling here and there. Then the final day came. This is the day of days. And I remember the night before, we stayed up practicing our theme dance. And it was such a tamu dance. We practiced it better part of the night. Then the next day, we went to the area where it's gonna be held, like the final competition, and it was gorgeous. The place where we were holding it was gorgeous. It was well decorated. The stage was huge, like one of the hugest stages I've ever seen, and it felt so nice being there. We practiced. And practiced. How we would walk, how we would go around, how we would check, because there was a guy at the back and he was waving the light signal. So he goes, that means go fast, and he goes, it means go slow, and he goes, it means go round. And the competition time began. This is when you notice, like every time people are changing, they come with makeup artists, stylists, and they took it so seriously. And it's not wrong to take it seriously. Like it was so pretty seeing what people were doing. I feel like it somehow contributed to my self-esteem because I was looking around and I'm like, all these people, they have all these things, they're doing all of this, and I'm just here with my mom. My mom was like, we have God.
everything's gonna be okay. You worked hard, you tried hard, and girls just gonna do the rest. Just be confident, just be you. Just
go on that stage, don't think about anything, and throw yourself. That's the language. Throw yourself, feel good. And the competition started. The first round, I did not win anything. I did not win any awards. I did not win anything. I just went there, smiled, went back. The second, I did not win anything. I did not win any awards. No, nothing. I went back. But the third one, which was sports, I threw myself. I threw myself like I owned the stage. Like you guys don't even get it, cause I don't know what got into me next. But I practiced even before entering stage, and there is a behind the scenes video. But I was like, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna, yeah. That was just the vibe because I was like, this is final, this is it. After this competition, I won't be having another competition in some time. After this competition, it's just gonna determine a lot. And I just went there, forgot all my troubles, and let's not talk about the hair. The hair was giving. I can't even believe I'm not talking. The hair was giving. Gorgeous. Thank you so much, Mama Michaela, for that because yo, the hair was bouncing. You get what I'm trying to say? It was well curled, it was puffy, it was pretty, like those TikTok baddies, and I liked my hair. After that, I went off stage, and my mom is like, "You did it, Nazri, you did it. You." She's like, "You did so well."
when did you learn to work like that? The facial expressions are on point. You did everything as we practiced. And I'm like, yes. And she's like, you did so. I was expecting. You shocked me. You shocked us all. And she's like,
Okay, I just into the final round, and this one I was kind of awkward. I feel like I need to improve on my sass because I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing. Anyways, rather than me not knowing what I was doing, I was able, to be good, look pretty, and I just felt good. Question answer came, and then that's when they asked me some questions here and there. I got the confidence. I answered. Mind you, my papa, my dad, my sister, they were watching from home. My other siblings were watching live from home. Everyone on the couch. They're watching their dear daughter. I was just like, I was watching live. I was spamming them with messages. So we ended our show at like 1 or 2. By the time we were able to get back to the hotel, it was so late. Then we went, ate, went back. It was so tired. The next day we were packing to go back because as we went with like organized flights, so we had to come back later. And I was just like, that place was amazing. And I genuinely learned a lot. Your walk, you should learn how to walk in heels because I vividly remember I used to walk in this sort of heels. And going from this to this took a lot of practice because yes, you guys are saying it's platform heels, it feels like wearing flats. But it's not even about that. It's about the fact that when you're walking, you need to be able to lift up this leg, turn a perfect 360, then land. Or you need to walk, turn back, do those fancy strides. And it's not even that simple. And yes, I literally just learned a lot, and I went through a couple of hardships going for training. I used to train for 1 hour every single day to get my posture right, to get the facials right, to get my everything right, my strides, my walk, my turns. And I just put in a lot of work. My parents put in a lot of work. My director put in a lot of work. And I just thank the Lord for all of them because I feel like if they weren't there, I could have quit this thing a long time ago. But they were there. Last but not least, I thank the Lord. So, guys, that's all for today's ranting episode on my trip to Malaysia. And I hope you like this video. Comment, subscribe, and support young creators like more. I thank you so much for taking your time to listen to me rant, for taking your time out of the day to listen, and